Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is Tankcramer. I'm with Will, Peppa MD. How you doing, man?
Yo, doing just fine, man. Chilling like a villain.
Yeah, yeah. I know
Yeah,
you had
how you
a
doing,
pretty
man?
good weekend, right?
Oh yeah, my son, he just turned 6 years old. He's in kindergarten. He's doing big things, and it's making me super emotional, man. But yeah, man, hectic weekend. We did a little bowling. Brought some of his school friends, some family. It was a good time, man. How was your weekend, though, man?
Good stuff. Oh, it's not bad, man. I just kind of really just chilled. I didn't really do much, which is kind of like good because every weekend I'm usually doing something. This one was kind of just like a hang out and chill kind of weekend. That sounded super scary. That sounded like a horror film, kind of like Creek. I was waiting for like a claw to come and like pull you out. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oh man, no, everything's good.
Oh man,
Just
that's funny.
super slow, man.
Yeah, it's like so.
I know, man. The when
Um.
living in a basement, not like
Yeah.
that.
Right. All right. But yeah, man. So we watched the new movie on HBO Max. Um. Cry
It's not.
Macho.
Yes.
What's that?
No, I
I
was
think
gonna
you
say
always
it's not. I
mentioned.
know, as funny as my background is, this is pretty much the movie's plot right here. But do not be be mistaken. It's not Good Grandpa. It is Cry Macho, like how you just said.
Yeah. 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 That's basically it. It got me. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, well, before we'll get into it in a little bit. You want to watch the trailer and do a quick breakdown?
Yeah, sure, let's do it. So, as we always
Yeah.
do, we like to watch the trailer live, and we'll have it not actually showing the right way. We kind of flip it for copyright reasons.
And
But
mute it.
yeah, and mute it. But when it gets uploaded, re-uploaded, then it gets blurred out. You got to catch us live to watch it with us. Want to go ahead?
Yep.
Tell us what's it about, man.
Yeah. So the film synopsis is a one-time rodeo star and washed-up horse breeder in 1978 takes a job from an ex-boss to bring the man's young son home and away from his alcoholic mom. Uh, Crossing rural Mexico on their way back to Texas, the unlikely pair faces an unexpectedly challenging journey, during which the world-weary horseman may find his own sense of redemption through teaching the boy what it means to be a good man. Um, and that is like probably the best synopsis for this film. Like
Yeah.
legit, like because it didn't. I don't know. It didn't do much. And that was just kind of it. Hey y'all, happy Monday. Thank you, Oli. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Happy spoiler Monday. But yeah, man. I mean, Clint Eastwood. He started and directed it. You know, surprise, surprise. It it was a very kind of slow film for sure. I don't know if that's because he's just old and it needs to be slow or what. I mean, just the way
Yeah.
he was walking, I was like, I don't know if that's his character from
Oh.
being in an accident or if that's just Clint Eastwood. You know?
The fact that he showed his hands in this film was hilarious. Coming from
I
the
can't
one,
believe he's 91.
I can't believe that. I looked
Wow,
it up.
no, that's wow,
Yeah.
wow,
He moves
that's
at like
crazy.
3 miles per hour. No, like 1 mile per hour. But he got hands that'll go 60.
Yeah, wow,
He tries
yeah,
to show himself off as a badass, which is kind of cool, right?
yeah. He's this cowboy guy, and he kind of plays that whole like badass cowboy kind of thing, and he has this vulnerable moment, and really only kind of one moment in the movie where he talks about his past a little bit. You
Right.
know, this man's gonna live until 100. Oh, for sure, he's gonna live until 100.
I'm
For
taking
sure, he's gonna
bets.
live 100.
If you wanna take bets, let's see who lasts longer, Betty White or Clint Eastwood. I don't know, man.
Man,
They're both
I mean,
pushing it.
I did not know he's 91. That is kind of crazy, kind of really crazy. I mean, because I mean he's old. he didn't
Yeah.
look 91 old. I mean, and he moved around pretty well. You know, he still got the acting chops. Not that his greatest acting movie ever, but for a 91-year-old like Clint Eastwood, it's not bad. You know,
Yeah.
not bad. Do you want to play his theme?
He's got a theme.
What's his theme?
What's the theme?
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you feel lucky? Do you? I was hoping we would have got something like that, like a line from one of the old bangers. Because if you know Clint Eastwood, he's a cowboy through and through. He's had so many movies where he's played a cowboy. So just to see him put on the getup one more time, which is kind of cool if you're like an old school movie head. But
he doesn't really do that though. He doesn't do callbacks to his old movie.
No, he doesn't. I was looking for it.
He doesn't do that like a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just him. Like he's like, that was that movie. This is this movie. I feel like that would be him.
Right.
But yeah, man. So yeah, well, you want to talk about some of the stuff you liked about the film?
So yeah. To be honest with you, there was not a lot that I liked about the film. Let's see, if I had to pick and choose certain scenes, one of my favorite scenes is him throwing hands with someone. Who did he throw hands with? He threw hands with, was the cops? No,
it was the mom's bodyguard.
Oh yeah.
Was trying to pick up the son. Yeah. I mean, he was probably I want to say in his 40s, probably.
Okay.
The other guy that he punched, so 50 years younger. He just popped him in the face. It was like,
I'm old enough to be your grandpa. And he beats his ass.
Great grandpa.
Say that, right? I did like Macho. So the title, right, is a little misleading because you watch this and Macho, we come to find out, as you know, we are the spoiler kings. Macho is just the name of the cock of the rooster, right?
The rooster.
That the boy brings along. So if you know the plot from Bad Grandpa, you know that there's an old man trying to get a boy to his father, and that's the same thing going on here. And so the kicker with this one is not only is he bringing the boy, but the boy has a pet. He has a pet rooster that he uses in cockfights, which is messed up. But that's a little bit of a culture shock once you realize that things like that still go on and are maybe illegal or just not looked down upon in Mexico.
The cops did the cops came and broke it up. So I wonder if it is illegal. I mean, granted, this movie was set in the late 70s, so I don't know. Obviously, different time back then.
Right.
But yeah,
well, I don't know. The reason I think I know they did break up the party, but I feel like even later in the film, we kind of see it too. They weren't so much, in my opinion, looking to break up the cockfight. I think they were looking for drugs. I think cops always in Mexico are just on the look for drugs. We see that in another scene, if you watch this film, where cops they stop the two, right, and both of them, he's not a grandpa, he's just a family friend or something. He helps out, right, and he's with this kid, and it's not his biological kid whatsoever. It's a Hispanic kid. I'm sorry, Latino kid that's half North American, half. No, I'm sorry, he's half. Caucasian and half Mexican. There you go.
Yeah.
Not that really matters, but it does play a slight part in just knowing the background. Because his dad, right, the kid's dad is Caucasian. He owns a ranch. He does all this rodeo stuff. He has a lot of business investments. He's a business guy, and he's doing all that. And I kind of like that. I like something that I took from this film that I really liked. To kind of answer your question, is I liked just the rooster. I'm a fan of pets and anything that has paws or claws, whatever. And so I think it was cool. There was one scene where even the rooster, he jumps on the guy with the gun, the Mexican John Wick looking dude. I swear that was Mexican John Wick.
That's true. He did. That's kind of funny.
But with none of the skills.
None of the skills. Yeah, a chicken took him down. Literally.
He really did. It was really
cool. A 12 or 13-year-old boy, a chicken, and a 91-year-old man took down a dude with a gun.
You gotta be kidding me. Right? The movie was unintentionally funny. From what I've seen, but that's what I enjoy. I enjoyed those little moments. You know, I enjoyed the moments where Clint Eastwood's character kind of starts dancing with, "What's up, guys? What's up, Zach? How you doing? Thanks for joining us." We're talking the movie Cry Macho with Clint Eastwood, and so I like the moments where they had these little bonding moments. I liked when the boy, I forget his name. I should look it up. Raphael. He keeps translating for Clint Eastwood's character because they stop at this like shrine for the Virgin Mary, and this one lady, Martha, she catches them. She's like, "Hey, why don't you stay with me? You know where I'm at with my girls, which are her grandchildren." And I kind of like that. I like the chemistry that the grandpa and not grandpa. I keep saying grandpa.
I know. When did it come out? It came out Friday, I think. Yeah, it just come out. Yeah, September 17th. So on Mondays, our live show, we tried to do whatever was big over the weekend, and this weekend was it was either this or a really crappy Nick Cage movie, and I'm kind of glad you picked this one.
Oh yeah,
that Nick Cage one, it was so bad. I heard you guys saw it in theaters. No, it was on HBO Max.
It's one of the good ones that you can watch it at home. We're both subscribed, so makes sense.
Yeah. Which I think is a good spot for it, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, man. I don't know if you know like any like your country star people, but Dwight Yoakam was the dad, and Dwight Yoakam is like a kind of like a legend in the folk country genre kind of stuff. So
really?
Big shot, yeah.
I am completely ignorant to the folk country
like
genre
American
of
folk
movies.
Kind of stuff, yeah. I don't know, yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, hell
yeah, man. I mean, not same like you. I think everything I liked was kind of like was goofy. Kind of like I'm like, oh, I wasn't supposed to like that in like as a funny thing, but I wind up liking it. Like just the way he's walking, I was like, he's so old, and I just felt bad. I guess I did enjoy like that him and Marta were able to kind of connect over their pain, kind of like losing so many of their loved ones. They kind of connected, and they both knew each other were good people, even like right off the bat. You know what I mean? It was like she knew like he was good, and he trusted her enough to like sleep in a restaurant and stuff like that. So I was like, they had that little, even though they didn't speak any of the same language, they were both on the one English and one Spanish, but it was just like completely like just like vibing off of each other, which I enjoyed that. But for me, this was very Bad Grandpa. I didn't think about it, but that's kind of true. But like I was thinking my Logan. It was definitely more of a Logan vibe I was getting. Pick up this boy, you have to take him across the border, you got to save him and stuff like that. Same thing what Logan did.
Right.
They wind up getting a connection between them, and stuff like that. So it's not a new story by any means. It's like, weird, two people wind up doing, road trip, and, they help each other become better people kind of thing. So it was very, very, very slow pace, there's parts of it and I'm like, why? Like, why go see the mom? Like they went to go see the mom, and I'm like, why go see the mom? And then it's brought up so many issues. I get it maybe at the beginning because you expect the boy to be with his mom, but then after that it's like, why go back? Like you already know she's a party goer, so which, man, I'm like trying to think, like this movie was kind of boring. Like Cry Macho was kind of boring. It had its moments, but a part of it for me was like not enough happened. Like too many stupid things, like him talking to the mom. I was like, why go back and just open up a can of worms? Which is exactly why what happened. And then she wanted to have sex with him. I was like, she just has, and she's fairly young.
Yeah,
I want to say maybe late 30s, early 40s, somewhere around there. So another 50-year-old. Even Dwight Yoakam is pretty old too, which was the dad. So I'm like, she has a thing with old white guys. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Which
But
Dwight Yoakam, we got to get into him a little bit real quick before we get into our dislikes. Is he the guy that I'm thinking of? Was he in Wedding Crashers? Is that him?
I see. No.
And if you know who I'm talking about from Wedding Crashers, it's literally the very first scene where it's like the couple that's divorcing, they're like arguing at each other, and he's like, "Where are the kids right now? Where are they?" And he's like calling her like a bad mother. I feel like that's him. I gotta look up his IMDb, but man,
think so. I don't think so.
He is in Wedding Crashers.
Is he? Oh shit, he is the Wedding Crasher. Yeah,
Mr. Kroger. Wow, man, he aged a little bit, huh? But anyways,
I know he was in Sling Blade, but yeah, he's been in some movies, man. But he's big. He's big. He's mostly known for his songwriting. Yeah, known for his pioneering style of country music. So he was kind of he's like one of the legend kind of guy. He's not too bad of an actor. In Sling Blade, he was in Sling Blade with Billy Bob.
He did his role pretty well. I mean, like, I don't really have too many complaints. Like, I know we like to do whatever likes, whatever dislikes. One of my dislikes for this one is just progression of the film. So to kind of give you a picture, this movie is only like an hour and 40 minutes. Really short movie, and it still felt long.
Yeah. If it was way too long. You want to get into our ratings real quick for this one?
Yeah, let's do some quick ratings. They should be real easy.
Yeah.
So the way we do it here for the Spoiler Kings on the Nerd Huddle, we review movies a different way. So we rate it out of one of three ways. It's either a watch now, a watch later, or a watch never. A watch now means that you have to drop everything you're doing and spend all your monies to watch this film. If it's a watch later, that means, you know what? You can leave it on the back burner. Still a good watch, but just not priority. And then a watch never means, no, don't even give this movie a time of day. We think this movie is trash. But what did you think, by the way? What do you rate this one?
Also, before we go on, Oli gave her a rating. She said this is a later for her.
Later.
She's giving this one a later. So for me, I'm gonna give this one a never. We've seen this story before. I mean, a great example is right behind you, Bad Grandpa, where it just says Good Grandpa. I mean, that Logan they is done it. I mean, this is kind of like it's been done, and they didn't add anything to this very plain story. Like Logan took that like I gotta save the kid and bring them from point A to point B, and then all the craziness. Logan changed that so much to a whole nother level. Where something like that was amazing. This one was just like nothing major happened. It's like I don't know if that was like the point of it, where Mike, Clint Eastwood's character just kind of like became more open, and the son Rafi kind of accepted his shitty parents. I don't know. I mean, I was more I liked how Clint Eastwood's story ended in it. I didn't like how Ralphie's story ended, because I feel like he should have been like, well, I'd rather be with you. That's what I thought was gonna happen. He goes, fuck my dad, fuck my mom. They're both horrible people. I'm gonna stay here with you on the farm and learn horses. It just, I don't know. It wasn't good for me, man. I really tried giving it a chance. It just I couldn't. What about you, man? What you rated?
So for me, I rate Cry Macho a never as well. It was just, it was bad. It was just slowly progressed. There was no, I didn't care for the characters. If all the characters died, I probably wouldn't shed a tear. That's terrible. And I have a big heart too. So anyways, just because of character progression, the story's been done before and it's been done like way better. The fact that Clint Eastwood is just too old to be, he's too old to be in front of a camera. He can maybe be behind the camera. He can do editing if he has all that patience, but
he's a good director. He knows how to direct, but
he needs to take a seat in the back burner. He needs to take a seat on the bench. For this film, it didn't have me moving. And for that, I'm out. You gotta have me care about the film. And they didn't do that. like the ending, spoiler alert, we are the spoiler kings. The ending just left me just lackluster. I'm like, oh, the kid, he didn't do anything special. He didn't like tell his dad off, like, hey, I'm not gonna be one of your investments. I want to do this, this, and this for the rodeo. Or he didn't. There was no coming of age like blossoming for this kid. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting this kid to like be like, you know what? I see what it means to become a man, learning from everything I learned from you, good grandpa. But no, we didn't get any of that. If anything, he was pissed off at, Clint Eastwood's character most of the time, and for no good reason, just because Clint kept it 100 with him. That's all it was. What's his name? Mike. All he did was just tell the kid the truth, and it got the kid upset, and then that was it. That was really the whole movie. And for that, it's not worth the watch. It's not worth the watch. I wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't watch it again. Would you watch this one again?
No, I would not watch it again. It's like what you said, like the progression was just like, well, not the progression, the development was just so bland. Like you get everything. I was like, it went into it really quick, but I'm like, why is he got to go to another country to go kidnap his son? It was like, he's like, you owe me one. I was like, what? It was like nothing made any sense. Like why he went back to the mom, why he did this. It was like everything was just done in the sake of like just. Like, oh, well, this is what I got to do now. It's like, but why? It's like, geez, I don't know. Yeah, so like the development wasn't there, and the way it ended was not that good. I didn't care for it. And I really thought it was gonna be a pretty good one, but it just is not good. But so real quick before we head out or start finishing up, so I know you said you were kind of interested on what Rotten Tomatoes gave Cry Macho.
Yeah, I want to know what they said, man.
So the tomato meter gave it a 52, which is considered bad. There's that little green spoiled part. But the audience gave it 65. So still kind of close, but right there in the middle where it was. And that's how I kind of feel. It wasn't a bad movie because I've seen many worse movies, but it wasn't good by any means, especially the Clint Eastwood level. It was not good. I feel like if he has his name on it, it's at a different level. And this one wasn't. It was just kind of an average, kind of okay movie where, that's what a lot of people, even a lot of the things said, it was like he was a little too old for this role. Somewhat of a slow story, awkward fit for this particular project.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of agree, but yeah, that's why I agree with them there. 52 for the critics, 65 for the audience. So, yeah, and which is usually I would have thought this movie the critics would have liked it more than the audience, but but that's how it is. But man, yeah, I think that's it. I don't know what we're gonna do next week. I think it's again another slow weekend.
Yeah,
see if I put anything down.
Not too much hype going on right now. What's really big is TV. If you're watching What If is something that's kind of big right now with the MCU. So that's something that we're trying to keep up with. I have not watched a single episode, and I'm upset. But I do know the guys at the Nerd Huddle are watching it. So if you want to catch us on Thursdays, that's when we have our main big boy show. That's when we like to kind of dive into more of the nerdier topics like that, for sure.
Yeah. So still the same Twitch channel, different YouTube channel. But yeah, every Thursday we do Did We Just Become Best Friends? That's the OG show on the Nerd Huddle. And there, yeah, we get into all the nerdy stuff. So we get into all the what if and other kind of stuff. Plus some other whatever's trending as well. But usually me and Brian tend to go more nerdy, comic books and stuff like that. So but dude, like, yeah, next week is kind of a slow week, man. It's like nothing's really coming out until Venom.
Ooh,
Venom is going to be the next big one.
How exciting!
So,
yeah,
I don't know. We'll figure out what we're gonna watch. I mean, there might be some pretty good ones, or pretty kind of bland ones that we might not even know about. Like there's that Dear Evan Hansen, which I don't want to see. It's like a musical. I think it's based off a play or something like that, and there's suicide involved and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't need to be reminded of how much life sucks.
Right.
But, Yeah, maybe we'll find something, and then we'll do that. Even if we have to do something else that may have came out earlier. Because there's one called My Son with James McAvoy, and I was reading about it, and it seems the plot seems kind of like whatever. It's like a murder mystery kind of thing, or like a murder whatever.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was James McAvoy never got the script, so he got the script like right as he was like doing that scene. So it was very unique for him, and I feel like he's such a good actor that he can get away with stuff like that.
Nice.
He was like, "Oh yeah," he goes, I'm just feeling the scene out," you know. Like, I don't know.
Well, you know what? I do see on the 24th, unless it got moved, and maybe I'm just having the wrong calendar up. I see The Guilty. The Guilty is a movie. It comes out September 24th, and it has my boy Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm a big fan of Jake Gyllenhaal. He does some great movies. He played Mysterio in the recent Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland.
This is a demoted police officer assigned to a cop dispatch desk is conflicted when he receives an emergency phone call from a kidnapped woman. Yeah.
I like when he does serious roles, man. He did this one movie where he was like a photographer or something. Or he was like a
Nightcrawler.
Yeah, that one was a good one. Good night, little man.
Really good.
Happy birthday to this kid right here.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. They say happy birthday. What do you say?
Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. This guy's getting so huge. Love you, baby.
Love you.
Have a great night, okay?
Okay.
Go with me. It is bedtime, guys. Wrapping it up.
Bedtime. Yeah, we'll see, man. I don't know. Jake Gyllenhaal, I think he does good at weird movies like that because he's, I think, a weird kind of person. He's just.
I think he is.
He comes off creepy for me. You know, he's like, oh, weird dude. We'll figure it out, man.
Stay tuned in the socials. We will update you.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for Venom so bad. I want to see Venom so bad. I can't wait because the early reviews, we talked a little bit about it on Did We Just Become Best Friends on Thursdays, and the early reviews are pretty good.
Ooh, I can't wait.
So I can't wait. But yeah, man. So let's end this here. Yeah, thanks Zach for coming in, chat and hanging out with us, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, maybe we'll see if we could do like a random hangout where we just talk about movies one day. Do something like that. Yeah, but over here we are part of the Nerd Huddle. So we got a couple other shows on the main channel, the Nerd Huddle channel. A bunch of sports one. So we got tomorrow Pan and Grizzly. They're gonna help you out with your fantasy football waiver wires. And then Wednesday, we got Dynasty Pylon. Another kind of football one. They do Dynasty, IDP, and redraft with your fantasy football. So they're on their channel, Dynasty Pylon. Check them out. And then Thursdays, me and Brian and whoever kind of else joins us, we do whatever's trending and get into the nerdy stuff around the news, or your nerdy news. And then Sunday morning, man, this is like kind of the big show that we love doing is the Morning Spike. So that's a bunch of us where we just do fantasy football before kickoff. So we've been loving it the past couple of weeks, man. A bunch of people have been coming in and hanging out. A lot of questions, and we love it, man. We love it. And then always catch us right here, Spoiler Kings, on this channel every Monday. And yeah, we're just gonna review whatever is coming out, and then make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got some plans and some good stuff that hopefully gonna happen pretty soon. So yeah, you don't want to miss out on that. We're gonna talk about a bunch of different kind of movies. But man, that is it from us, man. You got anything else before we head out?
Nah, that's it. That's it for me, man.
Yeah,
this is a movie that you probably don't want to watch. Probably not.
It's kind of a bummer week. You know, hopefully next week won't be as bad either. But we'll see, man. But cool, that is it from us this week over here at Spoiler Kings, and we will see you guys next week. Later.